Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com. Feeling sluggish? Grab yourself a Cardomax Energy Intensifier today at Cardomax.com. Owned and operated by former Navy SEAL Sean Matson, Cardomax is just the kick you need. For that pre-workout or just to get you through the day, go to Cardomax.com. Use the promo code Nooners for 30% off your next 4 orders. That's Cardomax.com, helping you achieve your max. I need my max achieved today, Jessie.
Yeah.
I need my max achieved today.
Why?
My God. Usually a long weekend will kick your ass, right? We had some friends in town, some of our beef fries in town. So it was the opposite. We had a great time.
Yeah.
We had a great weekend. A little under the weather last night and just wanted to get some sleep, as you did as well.
Sure.
You know?
Right.
We got these neighbors that... Well, look, I know hate is a strong word, but I wish it was a stronger one.
Yeah, it's a strong word, but it's the right one. You know what I mean?
It is, but where do you go after the word hate? Is what I like. I'm trying to think about that. Like, what is it? What's that next word besides hate? Because I think that's the strongest, right? Bob, you're a writer as well. Is there a stronger word besides hate?
No, you have to use your hands now.
Yeah.
Oh, would you like ring them?
No, like you have to use violence.
No, you have to you have to kill now.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to kill. You have to kill them.
You have to beat or kill.
Yes. Yeah. You've hit the ceiling with hate.
Once you go, there's no more words. That's exactly right. And now it's only action.
You know how, as a father, you know how you tell your kids, like, use your words.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can't. You're out of words.
Yeah. I actually tell my kid, take him down. Only because he's a sweet kid. And when people pick on him, I go, here's the deal. Just fucking punch him. I got your back, right?
Yeah,
he won't do it.
Yeah.
He won't do it.
Yeah.
If he ever does, I'm going to be like, yes.
Yeah.
But he won't.
And speaking of fathers, Bob, congratulations. You were a new father. You were back.
Congrats.
And the baby is sleeping.
Constantly.
Oh, boy,
Yeah.
that is...
He's abandoned his boy.
The bastard in a basket.
Pretty
Yes,
much.
he is in the 2-week honeymoon phase, is all I'm going to say. But some people stay in that.
Really?
Most.
According
Just
to
not mine.
my parents, I was a pretty good sleeper.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm thinking this baby should be okay. Fingers fucking crossed.
Yeah.
We're on year 3 with ours, Bob. Year 3.
And I love to see that.
Yeah. Nothing makes Jessie happier.
Yeah, nothing makes me happier than to see like a baby just resting on a shoulder.
Yeah. We're in year
My
3,
kids
Bob.
never did that.
Kid is
Never.
tearing the crib out of the goddamn wall.
Yep.
Therefore, when he goes to sleep, it's around 12:30, 1 a.m. ish.
Yep.
By the way, we put the child down at like 8:30.
Yeah.
So he's in there kicking, trying to rip the crib off the hinges. I think he's going to do it one day, which is good for him because he's strong enough.
Well, I think he's just going to rock it to the point where it just like dumps over.
Right.
And then he's going to crawl
And then
out
he'll
of
be
river.
free.
But most people don't have to deal with that. So congratulations.
Yeah, that's great. We did not get any sleep last night. It wasn't the baby though.
The guy with the newborn got more sleep than
Guy with
us.
the newborn with just a child. I mean, how old?
1
3, 4
week.
days? Yeah.
1 week.
Not even.
No,
Yeah.
Not
even
Yeah.
1 week.
Got more sleep than we did. I live behind a neighbor who is a cuck.
I like to say he lives behind us.
He
but
lives
yeah.
behind whatever, man. Either way, I want like, again, we talk about hate. If this is no lie, and I don't care how awful this sounds. I've already been canceled from episode 1 here at this point, so I don't really give a shit what you do to me now. If he walks out and gets hit by the mail truck today and dies, I wish I would have said, what time did that happen? Noon? Why didn't that happen at 11:45?
Now
Why didn't
I
it happen
celebrate.
sooner?
Now I celebrate at noon every day, right?
Yeah.
Just a party every day.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've had problems with this guy for a while. So it started with this. His kids. His son was lost his job allegedly due to COVID about a year and a half ago. I don't know about you guys, but we're hiring here and we can't hire any. No one wants to work. No one wants to work everywhere, and that's kind of the case with everything that's going on in the United States because you're getting checks.
Let me set the scene just a little bit more so you get an idea.
Sure.
His house, when we first moved into the neighborhood, his house was very expensive.
Yes.
I think it was actually on the market when we moved in, but it was like 1.4.
Yeah.
Obviously.
It's a very nice
too high
house.
for mommy and daddy, right?
Yeah, 1.415.
Right. And so we were like, oh shit. So this is not someone that is like, this is someone that has money.
Correct.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Correct. Yeah.
in a fairly nice neighborhood, he doesn't have 3 acres. He doesn't have 2 acres. He has 1.
Right.
And it butts right back up to 2 other people with the same amount, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not on a farm. You're not on 20 acres. You're not in your own little backwoods area. You are actually in a neighborhood. So I think that is important to say when you go on to the next thing.
Right. Now, with that being said, when you move into a neighborhood like that, you think, all right, cool, man. Like, people will be cool. They'll abide by HOAs, whatever the fuck it is, right? Because I'm one of those people at this age. At this age, I want HOAs where I'm like, dude, I don't want a fucking jacked up El Camino in the yard with no tires on it. I had that as a kid.
Right.
Okay? I did that out in front of an apartment complex as
You
a
don't-
kid.
You don't like 4 boats on your street?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
On the street in different like phases of being fixed or whatever. Yeah.
Or a scrapyard or whatever is in the back that you're gonna fix up or whatever.
What is a yard but more vehicle storage?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So when we had the flood and all that shit, this guy was burning like piles of leaves. It was right after
Piles of wet leaves.
Yeah.
And
the entire neighborhood smelled like the streets of Iraq, probably circa '03, right?
yeah, and it would like get into your house, into your clothes. Our neighbors.
I mean,
were
it
like,
was
"My
so
fucking clothes."
bad. One of the neighbors called the fire department because it was just. I mean, it was everywhere. It was just smoke inside of everyone's.
And again,
we were living
man,
in.
like I get that when you live on acreage, when you have your own little
Sure.
homestead, if you will.
Sure.
You're burning the leaves, you're getting rid of the things. But in this situation,
Yeah.
in a neighborhood, can you imagine? I mean,
Not in like a nice neighborhood, right?
No.
So, anyways, the fire department, some other neighbor called the fire departments. They came, they put out the leaves, blah, 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 blah. And then he went and came to us and apologized. Now, this
didn't
guy,
stop doing it.
he's an older guy and weird. He reminds me of that fucking character actor. God damn it. He was nominated a couple times in one of those, like the Wine movie or something, like an Alexander Payne movie.
Not Paul Giamatti, right?
Yeah.
No, not Paul Giamatti, but long, white, stringy hair. Bruce Dern. He reminds me of Bruce Dern. That's who he reminds me
He
of.
does. Yeah.
So if you want to pop up a picture of Bruce Dern, I want to give everybody a visual of what this guy looks like.
Bruce
And I'm going
Dern.
all in on him. I don't fucking care that he lives 30 yards behind me. At this point.
A less artsy Bruce Dern, right?
Yeah.
Like, and by the way, this guy does not look like backwoods or anything.
No.
He's like very clean cut.
Looks like Bruce Dern.
Glasses, like,
Yeah.
you know?
Looks like Bruce Dern.
So it's just a weird dichotomy where you're just like, what? Like his wife's a doctor. He like owns, you know what I mean? A
So does he-
lighting company. So
Okay.
he's, you know, all the things that he's doing don't match up.
There you go. Yeah, you
With-
just put that picture up there. That's fine. There you go. Very similar, right?
kind of.
Not a big bushy beard like that, but you get the vibe, right? Very similar to that. Okay.
He does wear the Civil War garb though all the time. No.
Yeah. Anyways, this fucking guy comes over to apologize for the leaves and everything else and said, hey, dude, I don't know who called the fire department. It wasn't me, obviously, because I was gone for the thing. But I was there that night checking on the GCs for this conversation. And when he came over to apologize, he said, hey, thinking about building a guest house My son lost his job to COVID, and he's moved back in. He's moved in with us, or we said back in with us, right? And he's got a wife and kids, and they live with him now in this house. And he said, yeah, you know, due to materials and everything else, this guest house is going to cost like $400,000. That was the quote that he got for like a 1,500 square foot guest house. Now, Texas is fucking ridiculous with all this other shit, so that may or may not be true. I don't really know.
No, I think it absolutely is.
So that's fine. Let's say it is, right? Hypothetical, let's say it is. So we go, great. You know, is his wife and kids going to live in there? Because that's a large expense. And he looks at me and he says, no, you know, my son really, really just loved our house. And so he's going to live there. And then we're going to live in the guest house. I was like, oh, you don't say. He loved the big house that you're in, the $2 million house, and he wants you to live. You don't say. The only time I've ever heard shit like this in my life was from that Versace movie.
Yeah.
When Andrew Cunanan, the guy who killed, the serial killer who killed Gianni Versace, when he was a small boy in the flashbacks, and the dad who was molesting him was just like, look, son, I love you. We just bought this huge new house, and you're gonna stay in the master.
Yeah,
and he gave his son the master room, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So at that point, I knew what we were dealing with here. I was like, oh,
a real cuck.
Real cuck. Kid will probably be a serial killer one day.
Like when the house was on the market, it was like this older couple wanted to sell this big house and move into save money, move into a smaller situation, maybe something by the lake, whatever.
And so somebody's asking here, why didn't he just get a house? I don't know. For that price, yes, you could have gotten numerous houses on your own. It's a strange situation, right? I called him the fucking Clampets on the Facebook group today. You know, I'm in the fucking HRE group or whatever, and I'm like, fuck this motherfucker. Because last night, neither one of us are feeling well, right? A little under the weather. And just wanted some sleep, right? We got a long week this week of shows and guests and all that other fun stuff. And I was just like, great. It's just going to be a peaceful Sunday night. I think I watched a murder doc with you or a 9/11 doc last night, which, if you know Jessie, anything else you could possibly have more in this life than just a little 9/11 doc to go to bed to? No. Dream. 4:30 a.m. on the dot. I'll never forget looking at this on my phone. Bob, pop that video up and put that on screen here. This is going on in my backyard, about 20 yards from my bedroom. And
window.
Yeah. Being pressed play. 4:30 a.m. sharp. This is going on.
What in the fuck?
$4:30 in the morning, and I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. So I walked over there and I'm like, hey man, what's the fucking story? I guess there's a Texas law that says you either have to stop building at midnight or you can start at 4:30 in the morning. Now, when you live in a neighborhood with HOAs, the reason why we pay the HOAs is because of shit like this, where you're like, hey dude, there's no fucking way we're doing that. So he goes, well, what do you want me to tell the fucking owner? I go, tell him I'm going to beat his fucking ass. I go, the next time I see him, I'm going to beat his fucking ass. Because I'd already warned him again, maybe 2 or 3 weeks earlier. He was out with a chainsaw at like fucking 7 a.m. on a Sunday. And I was like, we're not doing that. We're not fucking doing that, bro. And I realized you can't say that shit anymore. And I go, I'm also not worried about catching an assault charge. I'm past it. Like, I don't really care in this life. Dan always talks about on Drinking Bros, getting ready to start the Civil War. Let's just get it on with. I am 100% in agreement with that. Like, you don't do this to your fucking neighbors, and especially don't do it on a work night at 4:30 in the fucking morning. So basically, their GC, this little fucking Mexican dude, tells me to go fuck myself, and I go, oh, no, we're not doing that either. Got that fucking power wagon, right? So what I did is loud as shit. Shout out to Ram. If you don't think Ram is a great truck, you're wrong, and I was wrong. It's a really great truck. It's also got a really great sound system in it. I wish we could play this on YouTube, but you know exactly what it is. It's the screaming man in heaven. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just on repeats, right? I found a 10-hour version on YouTube. I plugged that into the car. I drove into his driveway last night, and I blared it for a half hour straight for all the workers. And I go, if we're here, we're here. It's 4:30 in the morning. Let's all get up. Matter of fact, let's get the fucking neighbors up and let's get the guy in the goddamn house up. We're here. And then the GC's like, I'm going to call the police. And I go, great, call the fucking police. I'll wait. And I kept going, but I can't hear you. You're going to need to speak up. I made him speak up over the song. And so obviously the police came. And the police's response was a little shocking to me last night. The guy's like, yeah, I'm building a house and that happens too. And I go, you building next to neighbors? Hey, it was Hayes County. And he goes, yeah, I got neighbors. And I go, so you wouldn't give a shit if this happened at 4:30, if they did this at 4:30 a.m. to your neighbors? And he goes, no, I'm not there. And I go, yeah, but you got to live there. And what the fuck your neighbor's going to think about you before? And he goes, well, I don't care. And I go, great. And that's exactly why I don't fucking care to crank this up in his fucking driveway at 4:30 in the morning. So if you want to talk about who doesn't fucking care, I don't care. And he goes, did you tell this guy you were going to beat his ass? And I go, I sure did. So if there's something there, or if you want to invite the guy out to the front yard, I'm like, I'm all good on that. We can invite him out to the front yard and we can fucking figure this out right now. And he goes, well, you can't do that. And I go, what can I do? If we can build at 4:30 in the morning, 20 yards from someone's house, and I can't play music, and he goes, well, you can fire guns. You have guns? You can fire guns. And I go, really?
Oh, you can?
Yeah, I got tons of those. And he goes, yeah, the only thing is you got to check with the HOAs, man. It's kind of different. This is the cop telling me this, by the way. And he goes, yeah, you got to check with HOAs, man. It's different for every neighborhood or whatever. And he goes, but yeah, you can just fire guns over and over and over again. Check with the HOAs. The one thing you can't do is fire guns in your backyard in our neighborhood. Otherwise, I would just go out there tonight over and over and over again with a bottle of whiskey and just drive them into the ground.
Is there anything in the HOA about the music?
Yes. So, and there's a noise ordinance because of music. But you can build at 4:30 in the morning with a whole goddamn crew like that. So, yeah, it's one of those things where after all that we've been through here in that neighborhood. Oh, yeah, fireworks.
You do fireworks.
I, for one, support being able to job create at 4:30 in the morning.
Same.
Of course you do.
Same. So do I, which is why I'd like to create some jobs. So next time this happens, I think I'm literally, because I don't know how much longer we're going to live here anymore at this point, because I want this guy dead. I want his entire family dead. Matter of fact, I want to wipe out the whole fucking cuck generation of his entire family. I want to go back to the fucking Mayflower. When this motherfucker stepped off the Santa Maria, or the Pinta, whichever one he was on, right? And they were like, oh my God, America. Look at how beautiful it is. Let's go wash our clothes in the ocean before we fucking take the land from the Indians. I wish a whole fucking sea of sharks would have shown up and torn their fucking legs off and ended that generation before it started. That's how much this guy is so fucking worthless to me and his whole fucking family. I wish they would have wiped those motherfuckers out before they got over here on the goddamn Mayflower. That's the hatred I have for them. I don't want to just stop at his generation. I want the kids. I want their kids' kids. I want it to go all the way back until we fucking trace their family history at Ellis Island. That's how much I hate these motherfuckers, right? They're worthless. There's not one in his whole family you could go back through the family tree and be like, oh man, if we did a fucking 23andMe today, you know what would have been in there? Thomas Edison or Jonas Salk. Somebody who invented something that would have helped this land or did something in the fucking world. Nothing is great about that entire family, and I wish they were wiped off the face of the earth. Now, I can't do it, obviously, because I would go to jail or whatever else. However, when we put that fucking for sale sign in the front yard, my God, if I'm just going to give out my personal address to everyone out there and be like, hey, let's rage like we've never raged before. I will supply the fucking drugs, dude. We'll get the Yandy Man up in this bitch. We'll do fucking cocaine for days and days on ends right against his back property and then just see what the fuck happens. Get the GC involved, the whole thing. I'll get a fucking mariachi band for that motherfucker and play La Bamba on repeat, dude. Shit, I'll even hire who was the brother? Who played the brother in La Bamba? I'll give
Van
him
Peebles?
whatever his name was. I will double his quote to just have him scream, Richie, over and over and over again, dude. Through the whole fucking, I'll supply him with booze, all of the things, dude. Because that's how fucking angry I am. Where it's like, dude, no matter what you do in this life, you don't really have the money you think you're ever gonna have unless you can just buy out everything. You need to go full Garth Brooks. And we've made fun of that motherfucker on the show before. He's crying and the fucking bullshit and everything else, but he's got to figure it out. He bought up all the land, put all of his relatives on houses. The ex-wife lives at the bottom of the driveway and everything else. That's what you need. You need that much money where you can control all your neighbors, the fucking neighborhood, everything, or else you're going to be left with these fucking dickless wonders that you've no idea about, even though you got HOAs and you got the other shit and you think you did something fucking cool and expensive. And you didn't do shit until you can buy out an entire fucking neighborhood so you don't have to deal with hillbillies like this. Fucking jackass, dude. Jesus Christ. I can't wait until I see him next.
What are you gonna do?
But that was my night. Literally, what's that song? What's that new Kanye song on Donda? Somebody going to jail tonight with the Donda thing. I just want to play that as loud as it'll go and then just beat him into a fucking oblivion. But that's me.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. Didn't get any sleep last night. Want to wipe out that entire fucking generation of cucks.
So S.I. Morales is the actor. I can't find him on Cameo.
Put him on. Put his picture up for the people who haven't.
Yeah.
They don't remember who that is.
Well, actually, if you don't know who he is from that movie, he is Del from season 1 of Ozark.
Yes.
Oh yeah. This will probably be taken down off YouTube at some point and probably put on Patreon, one would imagine.
Why?
Who knows? Let's throw Isai Morales. Just put Richie La Bamba in there. That's all you need to do. Richie La Bamba. There'll be like endless memes and pictures of him. I need the Richie one. I need, I don't need the current one.
He's a daddy.
That movie was like 45 years ago. Yeah, he's a fucking daddy, dude. Still working, still fucking putting out great shit. Bob La Bamba.
You can start with the
La Bamba. There we are. Oh, there he is. I want him right now, today in his prime. It sucks we have to get older, man. Look at that fucking pimp.
Right?
Look at that young fucking pimp, dude.
I think he's sexier now.
It was him against the goddamn world, dude. No, and look, he's grown up. He's a fucking daddy, like Jessie said, but it's just, man, if you could just go back and channel that, like that motherfucker. I bet when he looked in the mirror when he was on set in that trailer, just looked at him and said, "You can't beat this.
Yeah.
It'll never get better than this in life." And you're goddamn right, Isai Morales. It really won't.
Again.
He's on the fucking motorcycle,
He looks
dude.
great now, but yeah.
He looks great now.
Yeah.
I understand it, but like that guy you were afraid of, man. That guy fucking took your girlfriend, your mom, your grandmother. Might even cucked you right in front of you and then drove off on a motorcycle. And you're like, I don't know what to think.
Yeah.
I don't know what that guy's doing tonight. Is he drinking tequila?
Yeah.
Is he going to fucking knock out a donkey and save a woman off a stage in Tijuana? What's he going to do tonight? What's that motherfucker going to do tonight? Whereas the one now is like, all right, sweet, you know?
I don't know. He was a little scary in Ozark, right?
His first episode was fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Kind of. But it's like
it's a different kind
of type of scary, yeah.
It's like this calm,
Yeah.
which is like so creepy as they're like chopping your head off kind of thing. Yeah.
So I don't have the calm scariness. Like I'll never have that, right? I have a booming voice and a threatening presence.
Yeah.
Where I really will just fight anyone, like pretty much, unless you're Tim Kennedy or somebody like that. I know. It's like Juice. I know the fucking ledge right there. Like it's not a guy like that. And I've told this story on Drinking Bros before. Like when Kevin Randleman rolled in, I was like, I'm not doing fucking dick, hombre. I'm sitting this one out. Now the rest of these fuckers, sure, let's give it a shot. But god damn it, man, Isai Morales and fucking La Bamba, dude, that's an aspiration. That is a fucking aspiration, dude. How do you be that cool in life? For Christ's sakes.
Yeah.
Shit.
Like this any women watching, this picture got at least 2 of them pregnant.
Probably.
Yeah.
Rob, go take a pregnancy home to your wife tonight. She might be re-pregnant 4 days later.
I think my child just got retconned into S.A. Morales' child. Like, I would have come home and it's gonna look. This baby's gonna be a lot tanner. It's just that's S.A.'s kid now.
Damn, dude. Damn. But yeah. Still, and by the way, still doing the Kanye thing. Donda versus CLB. I know this has been a huge debate. I got Donda all the way. I got Kanye all the way on this one. It's a cinematic masterpiece where I'm like, there's just so much wild shit to dissect in that. Drake, it was the fuck jam. We got the fuck jam version of Drake, which I didn't want. The slow friendship we
People
love.
Liking it, right?
Here's the thing. The songs that I like actually aren't Drake songs. Like the one that I love the most was this 21 Savage song on there. But it sounds like a 21 Savage song that just Drake kind of popped up on. The beats are like eerily similar to like to what fucking 21 Savage does. Okay. And you were like, all right, cool. So the songs that were on there, I'd say he did the same thing, by the way, where it was like, Drake always does the same thing where he puts out like 25 songs. Mm-hmm. I only like 5 or 6 on there, whereas like Kanye, I liked, 10 to 15 on there, a lot, that I just keep playing it over and over again. So that one was settled for me. I'm curious what the numbers will be though, against one another, because that is going to be compared. The other weird part about this is over the weekends, him and Drake have been going back and forth. Kanye doxed Drake. I don't know if you hear about that. Said where his house was.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, put it up on Instagram. And I had mentioned this off air to somebody, and they were like, well, everybody knows where Drake lives.
Oh, okay.
In Toronto. I was like, oh, really? And they were like, yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. Everybody knows where he lives. And I was like, it's very similar to Rick Ross in Atlanta. I was like, we all know Rick Ross bought Holyfield's house, like, and we all know where that is. At the time, it was like the biggest house ever built in the state of Georgia. So it was just like, all right, we all know where that is. Now, getting in there is another story, right? Just trying to get into the fucking compound of Scarface. For real, that's what it feels like, where you're just like, nobody would really give that a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that went down, and then Drake's retaliation, which was weird, was there was a song that did not make the album. There was numerous songs that didn't make the Kanye album. One was with Andre 3000. Now, we've talked about this on the show all the time. I don't know what he's doing. Could he come back and make great music? I was in the camp that he could. A lot of other people were like, I don't know. He made a 6-minute song with Kanye. Drake got a hold of it somehow, released it and leaked it online on Saturday, and it came out, and everybody was like, this is one of the most beautiful songs of all time. We miss Andre 3000. Please get together with Outkast. He still has it. He still fucking has it. And it was like a 3-minute rap of this crazy story of his life, and it seemed too real to be written. I mean, he obviously wrote the song, but like, it was about his actual life, it felt like, for Andre 3000. And he released a statement, which he never does because nobody can find him. Allegedly, Kanye can, where he was just like, hey, dude, yeah, this is real, and I did this, and it was a very personal song, and I wish this wasn't leaked. But he goes, I don't know if it fit into the album or whatever happened with it, but I was just grateful that Kanye called, and I'm glad people liked the fucking song. Kind of backfired on Drake on this one. I don't know why you would do that, but I want to say this after listening to that. Andre 3000 definitely still has it. Just get back in the fucking studio and make a fucking banger with Outkast. Yeah. I want it. Because Big Boy inevitably was trending after that. And the other interesting part about it was he said who his favorite artists were. Andre 3000 said it was Kanye and like DaBaby and Lil Baby, or I don't know how many fucking babies there are at this point. Can somebody fix her microphone, or just no? That's good, right? There it is. Look at that. Good. Look at that. But he named all the people that he wanted to work with, so clearly he wants to fucking rap, man. Let him rap.
Yeah.
Let him rap, dude. Let's go. I'm all in for this. So whether or not this happens, I don't know. I would imagine their albums are so complex that that would take a while. But who knows what that guy's got in the fucking vault, but that was rad, dude. I was super fucking amped about that. Dan's going to roll in here and help out, get you going there with that old microphone. In the meantime, college football is back. I know I said this on the show here and then on Drinking Bros and all that other shit. I gave my locks of the week. Locks of the week were Ohio State on last weekend. Ohio State and was the other team? Georgia. Georgia both came through. Now Ohio State was a squeaker. 13.5. They won by 14. Georgia was getting 3.5, and they ended up winning by 7. So we were fine on that. But my God, what a weekend! College football is back. Even Delco's Dan, the guy who almost got his leg amputated, came back in and played. That was fun to watch. And I was amped about it. College football is back, kids. We're all back on this, and I'm super stoked about it. This is the fucking world I want this world back again, not the other one where there's a new strain of the coronavirus that is back. We're going down the Greek alphabet here, Delco. In this Greek alphabet here, have you heard of mu?
Yeah.
MU is what we're down to. Mm-hmm. So Sigma Alpha.
They're M.
Is it mu?
Greek.
Yeah. Mu's pretty bottom tier though.
Yeah. Very bottom tier. They don't even use that hardly in the fraternities at all.
I've only heard it once in one house.
49 states they're saying this is. Morgues are overwhelmed. Israel surge warning. Maybe you can just pull it off and go, do you want to go Freddie Mercury with that thing?
Oh, yeah, maybe. Should I just do that?
Yeah, just go Freddie Mercury with it, with the whole arm.
Pull it off. I'm sorry. I probably did something, to be honest.
No, it's fine. We can go Freddie Mercury with that arm, and you can just carry it around like that. That's how Freddie used to do it. Jessie, that's how Freddie did it. Remember he used to carry just the arm or the microphone around? Go Freddie Mercury with it today. We're back, dude. We're off a long holiday weekend. You do what you do best in that. But now they're saying this mu is you. It's not. We're not we have no stop for the vaccination for that now. Israel is on a 4th shot.
Sorry.
So
yeah,
we're good to go. You're fine. I'm telling you, go Freddie Mercury with it, James. The people would respect you if you just ripped it off and just went Freddie Mercury with the arm. I don't know when this stops, by the way, but I'm amped about it. So shout out to Mew out there and everybody who's got Mew.
I believe Malaysia just declared it endemic.
What does that mean?
It means it's like the flu or the cold.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, now, granted, I don't go to Malaysia for most of my health advice, but
right.
But that is where Malaysia's at right now.
Well, good for them. Good for them, you know? Is Jessie going, yeah, dude, she's going Mercury.
Rappaport.
Let's go. You should use the whole arm like Mercury.
Mercury?
Like Freddie Mercury.
Mercury.
Freddie Mercury, let's go. Let's go. Sad news, too. Omar died, dude.
I know. This one was a sad one.
Yes. Yeah.
He
From
was
The Wire.
He was 54?
Yeah.
58?
No. 52.
54, right?
Yeah, super young.
Lots of drug paraphernalia,
Yeah.
but we don't know yet.
No, we do know yet.
Oh,
We do
what?
know. It was a heroin overdose.
Good for him.
So, I don't. Yeah, it's a weird one.
Good for him for living the real life.
So they're saying here there was a cryptic Instagram post a few days earlier that showed his comedian buddy Tracy Morgan saying, "Don't cry for me," I'm not sure, but they found him dead middle of the afternoon, and this one was strange because like it was declared so early that the family was there, so they got shots of the family like coming over and stuff. I guess he was supposed to be at a family function and wasn't. And this like he was living in like a super nice like high rise in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I mean, he was.
Well, you never know, man. You never know. Like,
well, he went from The Wire to
Boardwalk Empire.
Boardwalk.
Yeah, but still, you wonder if people kept their money or what they fucking did with it. Like, you have no idea. So seeing him in that, I was like, all right, great. Whereas like. When Shock G died, it was like a fucking hotel in Tampa where you're like, god damn it, man.
Right.
In the video it said, "Don't cry for me. Okay, I had a misfortunate accident. Don't cry for me. Cry for others, man. My grandmother told me when you think doing bad, there's always someone out there doing worse. There's people out there in the world with nobody to love and nobody to love them." And then he wrote like, it was the whole Tracy Morgan bit. What is happiness? What is that about? What is happiness? Whatever you think it is, it's wrong. It's simpler than that. It's way simpler than that. And then the final clip from Tracy Morgan said, you know what true happiness is? Having something to look forward to. So who knows? He'd been very vocal about struggling with drugs for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I remember, I think it was season 3 of The Wire. There was a report that leaked that he just walked into like a drug rehab thing and confessed to like this preacher or something. And he was just like, I need help. I'm going to fucking die.
Right.
And they helped him. And the pastor, whoever it was, had turned around and just said, everybody says Omar needs help. Omar needs help. And he goes, they're referencing my character from The Wire. And he goes, I don't know, I haven't seen that. But he goes, I'm willing to help you. And he said that guy had saved his life and helped him to get clean or whatever. Went on from there. I don't know how long it lasted, but this seems to be one of those themes with Bourdain. Once you go down that road, you really can't go back.
Yeah, but the thing with Bourdain is I don't know why he didn't just do drugs to kill himself. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Look.
DMX did.
That's the thing you're fucking missing. Go out with that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand struggling with drugs, wanting to do them all the time, and then hanging yourself. Bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go out the fun way.
Go out the fun way. But he went out the fun way, so that was it. But that was weird, shocking, sad news because like he's one of those guys who just always worked. Like he was always working. He
always worked, and like his character, I know it wasn't him as a person, but his character in The Wire is fucking both revolutionary,
one of the greatest of all time,
eye-opening, amazing, so fucking good.
Never won a
scary ass fucking gay guy, dude. Like that was gnarly.
Yeah.
At that time, I think that was gnarly for sure.
TMZ's got an update right now. They're saying they're trying to locate the drug dealer to investigate where it came from. And they're believing it to be heroin based, obviously, like I said earlier.
Right, but if he did that post, didn't he kind of want, do we think that he wanted to die? What's going on?
I don't know. Whenever you get into situations like these, let's say it's fentanyl. You and I were talking about fentanyl over the weekend. Because 3 other comedians had died in New York. One of them is in I think she's in serious condition. Bob, check that out.
One was in like a coma. The woman was in a coma, and a couple other people died. I forget her name.
3 people died. Yeah. The one guy was, I guess, on The Office or something. But yeah.
What?
People who know The Office know, like all the guest stars and everything else. Guest stars.
Do we know his name, Bob?
Yeah.
From The Office?
Hang on.
Because I probably know.
Shit. And then Eric Cowie from Tiger King, the zookeeper, died. Man.
Yes.
53.
Yes.
You remember exactly who that was.
Yes. He got the new teeth and then died. What a shame.
I wonder what they do with the teeth.
No, he got veneers.
I know.
The last big story.
Did they take those out after you died? Like, hey, let's give this to somebody else?
No.
Or okay.
Yep.
Those are expensive. That's all I'm saying.
Uh-huh. What you don't know.
What? Veneers aren't expensive? I know how. They're very, very expensive.
The list of things you don't know is longer than the things that you know.
Probably. That's probably true with everybody, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, with this, veneers are very expensive.
It was Kate Quigley, who is still alive. Last I saw, she was on The Office. She played a waitress on the Casino Night episode.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. So nobody.
Yeah. Kate, but she is, she's hanging on.
She's hanging on?
Yeah. At least as of...
Is it all these people that we didn't kind of know they were doing drugs like that? Or...
Well, everyone. This was
just coke, and that's the scary one, right?
It was just coke. Like it was
just cocaine,
coke.
and they were out of
coke, but it was supposed to be.
It was supposed to be coke. It was laced with fentanyl. And the reason I'm going to go down this road right now is I found something odd. After this happened, a bunch of celebrities posted because they knew these 4 comedians, right? And I'm not in the stand-up world like that. If Giorgio was here, he would know them. I guarantee it, because these were all people who did gigs all the time and everything else. With that, my it's hard to say what this is. There's a test where you can test your drugs to see if they're laced with fentanyl. Pull up Zach Braff's.
Who's doing that, though?
Exactly. And this is what I want to get into. So, like, go to his Twitter. So he posted it, and a few other celebrities posted it about if you're going to do drugs, do responsibly. And then there became this huge debate on what you should do. Like, hey, look, should the government just completely put drugs in? Right there. Yeah, put that up on screen there. I had never seen this before. And this is something I guess you can buy for $1.
To test your drugs?
Yes.
That's cheaper than a pregnancy test.
Yeah, exactly.
By like 30 times.
Yes.
So he says, if you choose to do drugs, make sure to test them. Fentanyl is killing so many people. These are only $1. Now, I've never heard of this where you can dip, I guess you shave off a little bit of your drugs, whatever they are, right?
Right.
Including pills or coke or whatever it is that you're doing. Then you can put them in this, and they'll tell you if they're laced with anything or if the drugs are good, which is crazy. And I didn't know they sold these. Apparently, these are at like drug clinics and shit like that for like drug addicts who just want to come in and test their drugs before they go out and do them. But like 4 or 5 celebrities posted them, and then a bunch of people were posting to legalize all drugs and saying, look, if the government just subsidized it and did it and put these out and taxed it properly, then we could prevent all of these deaths and everything else that's going on.
Well, who does that? There's a country, right? What is it?
Portugal does.
A bunch of places, right? Where it's like full on, like heroin is legal.
I think Portugal is that for sure. There might be another one in Europe.
And how's it working out for them?
I don't know.
Say like Sweden or something.
But it's like Portugal. What happens in Portugal?
I don't know. I don't know what happens. And like, I don't know if this is a thing or we should even consider this at this point. But
I just think that like Zach Braff in particular, like assuming that the people that are really having problems with drugs are A, reading this, B, like, do you know what I mean? I think you're assuming that people that do drugs are like, oh, they're like out for a little party and they're like going to try some coke, right?
Right.
Yeah.
When in fact, I don't think that's necessarily the case most of the time.
I think 3 stand-up comedians in their 40s were probably not trying coke for the first time.
Not trying coke for the first time.
Me neither.
Not about to test anything as they're blackout anyways before they get the coke, right? So I get it, Zach, and it sounds real nerdy and cool, but I don't know how much that could help.
I'm not sure, and that's why I brought it up today. So, like, I don't know if this is an answer for something, and, you know, we do know this. A lot of people are dying from fentanyl.
Right.
And, you know, Mac Miller is one of them. Today was his birthday, or either that or the anniversary of his death.
Like, I imagine myself being able to, like, be real good with drugs, right? And be like, I could handle it.
Yeah.
And just kind of, like, have a little bit. That, I think, would be the person that's testing it.
Today's the day he died. Forgive me. Today's the day he passed away. So with everything that's gone on over the weekend here with all these people and fentanyl and everything else, because that's what his was laced with as well.
I feel like that's...
And so, I don't know. I asked you last night, I said, what is with the fentanyl? Like, if it's killing people, if you're a drug dealer, don't you want to keep your clients alive? Like,
keep your clients alive, and then I don't see... Does anyone know, like, fentanyl is not cheap, right? Fentanyl is not something that you cut something with to make more money.
This is a heavy Giorgio show, and he's not here.
I know. I think it is cheap.
Fentanyl is cheap.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
It is cheaper?
Oh, it is.
Then what, heroin?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's your answer.
Well, so
there's your answer.
I guess, I mean, you know, when we were coming up, the fucking thing was, what was it, baby laxatives?
Yeah.
It was cheap as shit.
You cut it with stuff that's like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, why not, if you are going to cut it with something, have it be like...
So
the bigger question is, by the way, forget keeping your clients alive.
Yeah.
If you cut it with baby laxatives, nobody's going to come investigate you when your clients die.
Exactly.
That seems worse for business to me than the clients dying themselves.
But I did hear this thing where real underground, if a drug dealer has like ODs on their like underground whatever record name, then people know that their shit is good.
Yeah. That's kind of
Right?
the rap.
From
I also
what I've
believe
heard, but I don't know shit.
I believe El Chapo, his cartel was big in fentanyl.
Really?
I think that's how he made his empire.
But I think there are people that would just want fentanyl. So, like, just give that to those people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a couple of nerds talking about fentanyl. I don't fucking know.
Quigley, so the girl that's still alive is
Yeah.
she's the ex-girlfriend of Darius Rucker. She's appeared in several television shows like The Office, Star Trek, and things like that. The guy who died was Fuquan Johnson. Now, he was a big writer, comedic writer, but yeah, I mean, look, comedians doing coke at a party, that's pretty fucking stock standard, you know, for a Saturday night or whatever. Like, most stand-ups.
That's why when it's like coke overdose, I don't think those people.
Well, it definitely
meant-
wasn't an overdose. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
it's like,
You hear like coke overdose, like, but the famous ones weren't really a coke overdose. Like
Exactly.
Farley and Belushi,
exactly.
they were mixing shit.
Sure.
And this
Yeah.
is the same thing. So like they mixed opioid and coke, and these people accidentally or unbeknownst they got ambushed with
Right.
the combo.
Right.
Yeah. AJ Gamble goes, Delco surely has some friends that get phoned for an answer. Yeah, I'm surprised if everyone in Delco hasn't been a drug dealer at one point in their life.
Yeah, they're mostly dead.
Yeah. Did you ever sell?
What?
Did you ever sell drugs?
No.
Hey, dude, you never know. You never
He's
know.
not going to tell you here.
Look,
I
that
did,
life
but
is
it was
behind
just-
him, dude.
I did, but it was just like fun stuff like acid. And I dropped it on the sugar cube myself, so I knew.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
You,
fucking
you did
with
the
anybody.
test.
Yeah.
And I tested
Yeah.
it many
I
times.
sold some Addy back in the day.
Right?
I had an Adderall prescription in college. Finals week
There
come
it
around.
is. Yeah.
I
We're
got
not trying to like drop anything on there that's going to kill anybody.
no. I was helping people. People got better
Absolutely.
grades because of my drug dealing.
Yeah, I would see how they're doing now. No, but I'm sure that, look, everybody did Adderall in college.
Fucking 30 milligrams
They're not
of
growing
Adderall.
up
Like,
to
yeah,
be.
they're fine.
Yeah, no.
By the way, quick program update here. One of our listeners was the one who cued us into, and I'm surprised they got whoever it was, you got the scoop on us. With the Top Gun 2 being pushed to Memorial Day.
Oh, yeah. It was
Of next year. It was in the chat.
chat,
You
yeah.
got it before us. I forget who it was, but we want to give you a shout out. So I did some further digging into this, and not only is it true, by the way, but they were worried with this Delta variant that this would kind of drag on. And therefore they wanted the full box office and everything to be open or whatever. And this Tom Cruise has really been fighting for this. But that movie, that Marvel movie that I laughed about, that was all Asian, came out this weekend and absolutely destroyed. So apparently,
It looked good. As far as those
I guess.
Heard
I
it's
don't-
good.
Marvel movies go, what?
I've heard it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a big Marvel guy, so I don't really give a shit. But
And you're even less of an Asian guy.
yeah, exactly. With no huge stars in that movie that Americans recognize, for it made like $80 million or something like that. That's fucking crazy to me. It absolutely scorched in China, by the way. So not that that's a huge shock, but it was surprising that all of America came out for a movie with not one American star in it, or a recognizable name. The only person I know is Awkwafina. And even then, I don't really know her, but she had a bit part. She wasn't one of the leads. So
You have to watch all the Marvel movies to continue getting the Marvel movies.
So is that what it is? Let me
Yeah.
ask you that, because I was trying to figure this out. I enjoy it. I like to try to figure out the trends and everything else. I know a lot of the trends are making TV series for Disney Plus out of these Marvel characters and vice versa. Was it in that world, or where was it? Because
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing it in.
Same universe. And I haven't seen it yet, but I know they have at least one crossover character with Doctor Strange.
Yep, and there's a lot of setup for future movies. Probably.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, you're watching a TV show in theaters,
Yeah.
supplemented by TV shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it kind of feels like.
Which
so
to me, some people hate it, but I think this is objectively one of the most impressive things ever done in the history of American film. That they've able to put this all together this long
What are they
and
at,
this
like
well.
20-something movies.
yeah, by the way, I 100% agree. Even though I'm not a big fan of all of that shit, I 100% agree. And Bob, the more impressive part, again, with all the media trying to scare everybody out of doing anything right now in the world, for a movie with, again, not one American star in it to destroy an American box offices says a lot about that Marvel franchise. And I mean, they can literally do anything. I laughed because they just finished production on Shazam 2 with your boy Zach Pugh. And
Really?
it's done.
Zachary Levi.
And that's
for people who don't know him personally, which I do.
Yeah, that's another big comic book movie. I think he's DC though, right?
Yeah, it doesn't tie into.
It doesn't tie into any of this, right? But
No.
but here's what it does do: is it tells the studios, all right, great, the comic book movies are still destroying. Let's keep making these, and it doesn't really matter what universe they're in.
I don't
so.
think all comic book movies are created equal, though. Like, so Shazam is nothing compared to, right? Marvel and DC.
It made
Shazam is DC, and it's part of the it's part of the Henry Cavill Ben Affleck Batman universe.
Nobody really
Yeah.
cares about that universe. So
I understand,
Nobody
but
likes that, right?
it made half
It's
a.
all cheesy and shit.
Here's the thing.
And then Marvel's like, the
Yeah.
shit.
But it made $500 million. So like you can't discredit what it is and how much money it's making. Like, look, if it makes money, it makes money, and they're gonna fucking do it, and that's
Yeah.
kind of it. So
It's worth noting too, like it's not, I guess, like a super original stuff the way like you get like Anchormans and Superbads and Die Hards and shit like that. But like they're taking all the talent and putting it there. Like Guardians of the Galaxy is a legitimately like funny comedy
Yeah.
yeah,
and shit like
Yeah.
that.
True.
yeah.
Yeah,
So-
they're getting people that you would never think would do a
Yeah.
comic book, right?
Yeah.
But they're like, look, we're going to pay you. There's nothing else fucking going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Come on.
Also,
And they're
like,
like, damn it.
some of this shit, like, it's pretty obscure. The only thing that makes it not obscure is they tie it into the other stuff. Like Guardians of the Galaxy is like a fucking F tier Marvel comic.
Yeah.
Even
That
they
Iron
were-
Man.
What?
Iron Man, they started out Marvel Universe with Iron Man. He was not like
Yeah, he's like a D
go-to
tier
guy.
Marvel hero before all this shit, before Robert Downey Jr. did it. Like,
Right.
So they're taking like interesting, I guess like smaller property, like obscure properties, and then just having like insane success with it.
You know how rich I want to be is Gwyneth Paltrow forgot she was in one of the Iron Man movies.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, yeah.
Spider-Man, yeah.
Just forgot.
I just want to buy out my neighbors. Our buddies who are in town this weekend, I just want to buy out all the houses for like my friends to live around me. That way, no fuckery can go on. That's exactly. I know how rich I want to be now. For real.
Yeah.
So when this seltzer comes out, which we will be announcing the date, the images, the likeness, all of the things this week. Buy the shit out of that. That's my way out of this, where I can just buy out my neighborhood and friends and all that other stuff.
We got to get you in one of these Immortal movies.
What do you mean?
The Immortals, it's like the next phase of Marvel. There's like a million
no, so-
Immortals.
so here's the deal.
You can get one of those roles.
Here's the deal with that, right? Discuss this with somebody else. They were like, hey, would you ever go back and do a movie, or Marvel movie in particular, something like that? At this stage of my life, this was an honest answer. Dan and I were on somebody else's show, Chris Van Fleet, and I answered this. The answer is no, and I'll tell you why. The first movie for Marvel, they only pay you $250. Now, to shoot it is a minimum of 6 months. That post-production is another 6 months. And then they don't re-up your deal until a good 6 to 8 months after that. We couldn't do this anymore whatsoever. And there is no guarantee it's going to be a hit. One of these things is going to bomb. And let's face it, it would probably be the one that I'm in. And I would be like, God damn it. Did I just blow up my whole
But
company
guys,
and my life?
premium
We do.
content.
Yes.
I do the show by myself.
we do
and
RPR
every
in
time,
the trailer.
Yes, and every time I'm just like, Ross is off shooting a Marvel movie, loser. And then it's just me talking to these guys about drugs and
Oof. All right, so
90s
here's
stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Here's the real honesty here, and this all lies on Jabe. So I'm going to put this on you today, okay? This all lies on you. So we have been asked to once I get the rights back to all the St. James series, to chop that up and put that out as a podcast. Scripted podcasts are doing really fucking well right now. However, the way I want it to be done for At Night She Cries, the first one's got to be scored wall to wall. Okay, now wall to wall is every second of anything you listen to. In a movie, it's every second
with
is
Foley in between.
Foley, which is footsteps, gunshots, choking, fucking, all of the fun things, right? That falls in the lap of Jessie to do it, and I think it's going to come out next year. The first one, because the rights revert back to me from Simon and Schuster, and I'm able to do it and flip it, and we've already got some advertisers that are in. Now it's just on you. So that's the only dream I have left in this world is if an HBO came and said, hey, let's shoot this and make this series. That's it. Otherwise, like a Marvel movie there's not anything that really fucking interests me whatsoever. But maybe a Ric Flair biopic. That's it. And let's face it, I can still play Ric Flair until I'm fucking 50 because he's always looked 50.
Ric Flair, though?
No one right now. But somebody's playing Hulk Hogan.
Hulk, yeah.
It's Chris Hemsworth. And if you pull him up, he's on so many steroids right now. He's going for it. Like, this is what you needed to do for this. Have you seen it?
Is he going to be able to nail the character?
He's been this big.
Not
Thor.
Not this big. Pull up, hey Bob, pull up the recent shots of him. Even Rocky Balboa.
Have we heard him talk as Hulk and stuff?
No.
Not yet.
And that's, come on, brother.
And do these guys know what I used to think he was called?
Yeah, Hulk Hogan.
His first name was
Hull.
Hull, and his last name was Kogan.
Kogan, that's what Jessie thought. Put that picture of
Same
Hemsworth.
with Merrick Garland. I thought
He's
it was
on all of the steroids right now.
Yeah, it looks like Thor.
No, come on, bro. Look at
God of
that,
Thunder.
dude. Look at that. Look at that. And people online were bitching. They were like, skipping leg day. Do you think the Hulkster? I can't remember what the Hulk's legs looked like. There was no need. This is all top, baby.
He wore pants, so you couldn't see.
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he wore pants.
I just don't know
great.
what.
Look at how fucking massive he is, Jessie. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
It's incredible, right?
So he's still training for this Hulk movie?
Yes.
They better get on this shit.
They're very, very close.
I'm fucking
but here's the
hearing
thing.
about it forever.
All this other shit gets, I mean, you've got it to be that big. That's what, 6 months? And you're on some old school D-ball shit at that point. Like, but congratulations.
So Dan, you're right that he was that big, but I think the veins and shit.
Yeah, he also has
different.
He has his own training program on Instagram and stuff that he always slings.
He does.
Yeah, he's one of
Does
those.
he sell it?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, boy.
Do you have to be al natural, or
Yeah,
does
do you
he
get
also
to do the
tell
steroids?
you what steroids you need to
I haven't
take?
bought the program yet, so I'm not
don't do
familiar.
it.
You know what's weird? I've said this about The Rock a million times on this show. I said, look, if you just release the steroid cocktail you're on, do you know how many downloads you get? Every dude in America would be like, buy. What is it? Just give me the answer. $10?
Oh my gosh,
Great.
speaking of, should we talk about the Trashers?
Yes.
Who knows the Trashers? You guys?
Do you know that
That
the
hockey team?
Danbury Trashers
The Danbury Trashers.
from Connecticut, if you can pull up their logo and put it on screen, I can't believe I did not know this story.
Somebody in the chat has to know because this is just our speed, you guys. This is Drinking Bros, elevated or underrated, whatever.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it.
Right.
This is right up our alley. So Danbury Trashers, it was this mobster that apparently The Sopranos was modeled after, and he bought a hockey team for his 17-year-old son.
Yep.
AJ.
Yeah, and AJ
And-
was also the name of the kid in The Sopranos. So
Right.
the whole rumor is, I'm in the trash collecting business, was that this was modeled after, that Tony Soprano modeled it after, the Sopranos modeled after him. There was even a picture in this guy's office from James Gandolfini that said, to the real Tony Soprano, love James Gandolfini.
I'm surprised that you
there it
two
is.
don't know anything about this.
So all right, put that kid on
Or
screen.
do we just hate hockey, you guys?
So this kid was good at hockey.
Checked out on hockey, yeah.
No, that's fine. Look, I'm not that into hockey either, so it's fine. This kid was good at hockey in high school. He loved it. He had a really bad injury and he couldn't play again. So his dad bought him a minor league hockey team, and he was in the trash business.
The UHL, I think.
In the UHL, and then he let his 17-year-old son run it. That's the kid.
Cut to.
And all he did was hire mobsters.
Yeah.
And he actually knew hockey, hired a bunch of enforcers and all this other shit, and they made it to the championship. But he was just doing wild shit, like paying the players. Like, somebody scored the game-winning goal. He went in.
If you beat somebody up, if you whatever, you get paid like $10,000 cash at the end.
And he'd walk in the locker room and just throw it on the floor and be like, here's $10,000, man. That was a great way to fucking murk that guy tonight. I love this shit. I love it.
First game, their whole thing was just fighting. So they just, like, the people that they hired didn't even really have that much hockey experience. It was more like getting them out of prison. One guy lost his eye, but was still like hardcore. The other guy was called like the Nightmare. So it was all this like ragtag sort of whatever.
Yeah.
I fucking loved it.
So the series,
and I was so bummed that kind of. What did they let him play for 2 seasons? Maybe
no one.
One.
So
season.
they got one. But the series is called Untold. It's on Netflix, and they're doing a bunch of these. They did Malice in the Palace. They did the female boxer Chrissy Martin.
They ended up filling these fucking stadiums. Like by the end of this season, of this whatever team, they ended up filling it with just like, no offense, guys, but drinking bros, right?
Yeah, I mean, for one thing. You're from California, right?
Yes.
So Ross will probably get this a little more, at least because he went to school in Ohio. Minor league hockey is a great place to get shit-faced.
Oh, yes.
Like anywhere. I know people, like I have friends in Kansas City because they do not have an NHL team. They love going to their minor league hockey team and just getting fucking
bumped.
A bunch
of fighting, right?
Yeah.
A bunch of fighting.
It's just all fighting, drinking.
Even like in high school, like my high school had a great hockey team and it was a club hockey team, so they didn't play on school premises. That was the game. Like you might get in trouble being shit-faced at a football game. You never know because you're on school property.
Yeah.
Hockey game, that's just at a rink somewhere.
Yeah.
You're getting fucked up.
100%.
Hockey is the great drinking sport.
It is.
Which I love.
And I, by the way, I love hockey going to see it.
Fill a stadium of a, right? Mm-hmm. Fill every single night the stadium of a, minor league.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
No, it's not normal, but it is a blast, and a lot of it is in these small towns on purpose because there is nothing going on there. So you're hoping to capture their attention and get them to spend money. However, it's in a lot of blue collar towns like this one, right? Anyways, they obviously got nuked. The dad was he got sent upstate 7 years.
Sure.
Did a little time, very Tony
obviously
Soprano.
funneling some money through the trashers. Listen.
Sure, it's fine. Either way, all the fun things in life get fucking ruined. Hockey.
But anyways, as the thing started,
I
hated this kid. I was like, this little fucking punk, right? By the end, I was in love with him.
I loved him.
I love the dad.
Yep.
He's all about loyalty. Don't snitch.
Yeah.
The sins of thy father. All this shit. I was like, God damn, dude.
Yeah.
I really like you.
Yeah.
Did you...
And he took a bid for the son, too.
Did you tie some guy up in a trash truck and light him on fire?
Yeah.
Because you wanted to kill the competition? Sure.
Yeah.
But gosh, what a nice guy, huh?
It's great.
When you're talking to him.
He didn't light the guy on fire. He lit the trash truck on fire and just said,
but
hey.
he tied him in there.
Yeah, well, it's going to happen, though. You're going to break a few eggs, right? To make some magic.
Gosh, but what a sweetie.
Yeah.
When he was doing the interview.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stand-up guy.
And there's something about that environment that makes you want to fight. There was a hockey tournament in college for like this sorority put on for this charity. I don't know what the charity was. And everybody had to field a hockey team and then go play. We had a couple guys who played hockey in our house that were really fucking good. And there was some people we hated on this other team. And I just said, look, we had pre-planned it. Like, we're all getting rocked tonight and going, and like, I want to get in one hockey fight in my life. So quarter in, boom, all of us hopped the fucking glass, and it was 30 on 30. Police came, everything else. It's just so much fun drinking at a hockey game, getting in fights, like all of it. When I watched that, it brought me back to all of that. And it's just like, Bob is right. There is no better place to get trashed in America than at a minor league hockey game where you're going to see 7 to 8 fights. People are going to be punching each other in the stands.
I just think it's really
awesome.
Funny to see 2 guys on skates, right? Fight. Because you're like, you have a handicap already.
Right.
It is so ice skating.
It's just like so impressive.
Ice skating is so fucking hard, and you are gassed. Right. I mean, your legs, your quads, and everything else, like, dude, hockey's real shit, dude. The cardio and everything that it takes to be a hockey player is fucking insane.
They're only on the ice for a minute at a time.
Yep.
Like
they are.
Yeah.
Literally, the shifts are 1 minute long. They get the fuck off the ice.
Yeah.
So you're sprinting full speed, and it's just exhausting. And then you're stopping on a dime and then smashing into people. If you haven't seen this on Netflix, I highly recommend it. The Trashers. Did they just call it The Trashers?
No, they called it Untold. It's Crime and Punishment or something. So
well,
it's
that's the name
like
of the series,
no.
but
Untold is the series, and this one they called Crime and Penalties.
Oh, Crime and Penalties. Okay.
All right. So it's not that. I mean, you'd have to know or watch the trailer, but very good. The other one, The Malice in the Palace, is really good. They're just done fucking awesome, right?
What?
They're just done awesome.
Well, you know what they're
not
done?
stories
They're
that you
done
haven't-
exactly like 30 for 30. And
Yes,
it's
exactly
fine.
right.
But I love them. I've loved all of them so far. We watched all of them so far. But yeah.
I even watched. Did you watch the Caitlyn one with me? Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah. It was fucking rad, dude.
But he was talking about Bruce the whole time.
Yeah, he was talking about when he was Bruce and he won the decathlon. Super impressive
Like he was
story.
a different person.
It was. But it was like, I never knew because I wasn't alive, obviously.
That was so impressive, dude.
It was unbelievable. And you're just like, God damn it, man. You were Bruce Jenner for fuck's sakes. Like, why'd you do the rest of this shit?
It was insane.
By the way, a guy did take his skate off and cut somebody else with it at that fight. I want to acknowledge that and give him a shout out. I don't know that I can legally say his name for when the statute of limitations are up, but God damn it, I love all that shit. Is it weird that I root for those guys?
What guys?
The bad guys, like the horrific guys, like AJ, his dad, all of it. Like I wanted him to keep going. Like you could tell they were this close to winning a championship, and they probably would have done it the next year. Just like let it go, dude. Everybody was having fun. Yes, you lit somebody on fire in a garbage truck. Whatever, man.
I will say, like during that, I was
Probably
like,
deserved it.
I was looking at the FBI like they're just fucking nerds.
Same.
I was like, leave them alone.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
They're making money. They're having fun. Killing a couple trash
people,
but like,
whatever, man.
No, I will say minus that part. I'm down.
Damn it, man.
What? I don't condone fucking murder. Is that okay to say?
I miss that, I guess. I mean, it's not trendy, but whatever.
I know it's controversial to say I'm not really into
Especially
people
today.
actually murdering, but
especially today, man. I wish. Oh, I miss it. I miss shit like that, man. And I fucking hate snitches and things like. I just wanted them to win. Just go. Like I got caught up in the magic of it. I know you did too. I just was like, all right, great. Did they win the championship the next year?
Loving it.
Did they win it?
I think there was so much more to it where it was like they were just badass dude motherfuckers that were just like.
Yeah. But here's what happens. The feds come in and take all your shit. Now he's coaching boxing and stuff. And I'm like, man, I just wanted, And then they all met at a bar. Was it 15 years later? And the dad, after he got out of prison with the fans. And I was just like,
but there's something about like the dad even just doing his time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
As opposed to this Elizabeth Holmes. There
Timmy Little is saying Bruce was all natural, no steroids. That's exactly what I thought when I watched it. I was like, man, look at these fucking people. Like you're seeing who the real athletes are at this point. Yes, there was no steroids on Bruce. Not at all.
No, I don't think so.
No. Or the other guys, the Russian guy who was who was the champion who beat him
going against him, whatever.
In 72. Even he was a tiny dude where you're just like, oh man, it was truly the best athletes going against the best athletes at that time. And then you saw what happened. And it was just so crazy to see Bruce Jenner like that. Because that was before I was born. So like you hear about it and he was on a Wheaties box, you saw some things or whatever later on in life, but you're like, how good was he? And then you go back and look at that and you were like, oh shit, man, you broke the world record for the decathlon. Like you were the greatest athlete in the world. Mm-hmm. Doing it all natural with no coaches and anything else. Because back then, the U.S. didn't have any money for it. You didn't get any money for being in the Olympics. You got money for the endorsements afterwards if you won, but you got no money to train or anything else. And like when I forgot like him, like he was running on the beach and that's where they stole that Rocky scene from and shit like that. And you were like, fuck, dude. Bruce. I want that ding dong though. It got lopped off. And ding dong got lopped off.
Did it?
Yeah. I want to be that rich. I want to buy that ding dong. That's going to go for sale one day.
You got it all wrong. Not how it works.
Oh, you think they stop it back inside?
It's a slice and push.
I think Bruce, watch this. Watch this.
Like the hot dog that goes like.
Yeah. Watch the doc. I think he's too vain. I think he kept his own ding dong.
No, if he wanted a vagina, then he needs to push it in.
I think he probably got some skin from somebody else who died in a car accident and just said, hey, take that ding dong and mash that in there. I want my own ding dong and balls. I'm Bruce Jenner.
I actually don't even know if he's done anything down there.
We looked it up the other day.
On a couple shows ago, and she's got the full surgery. But is that your conspiracy theory on the car, on the people he hit with his car?
Down, yeah.
Of the what?
On the
person she ran over.
Yeah. Is that your conspiracy theory?
That what?
That what?
She's offing people with her car to get their body parts?
Maybe.
Oh.
I'm not saying he or she did or he or she didn't, but I think after watching this, because he made it very, very much about all him and how great he was and everything else, and I respect that, obviously. Do that every day. But I think he kept that fucking ding-dong, and he's got his balls somewhere. And I think that would be the ultimate power move, is to unleash those at a party and be like, guess what I have? Oh, you've got a Basquiat? Great. I've got Bruce Jenner's dick and balls here.
Right.
Let's party. Let's fucking party. That's it.
He may have the balls, but I'm telling you, the penis gets pushed in.
I don't think so. Not on this one. I think
Yeah, the
it's too
balls
vain.
do just go.
Yeah, so you could have the balls, and that might be a fun thing.
Yeah, I want them. So I think look, all in all, if we're going to just wrap up with this episode, I would say this. You need to be rich enough in this life to buy out your own neighbors so you can insert all your best friends, control your neighborhood, and understand what's going on. Living in the middle of nowhere is a little too much for me. It's just too much, It's very Riders on the Storm.
Yeah, but that guy should. Like, that guy can deal with
for sure.
it. He can cut his wood whenever he wants to.
sure.
He could burn his wet leaves.
Yep.
He can
Yeah,
pour slabs all over at whatever time.
Yep.
So, no, we shouldn't live out there. But I think he could handle it.
Right, but I'm saying as far as being rich, right? Being able to buy out your own neighbors, check. Buying a minor league hockey team, check. That'd be a blast.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And then owning Bruce Jenner's dick and balls, check.
And then getting one of the FBI agents that was investigating you to then flip and be your counsel. That was a good move too.
Yeah.
For Jimmy Galante.
For Jimmy. Jimmy Galante.
That was a good move.
It was. Go to iTunes, rate the show 5-star, and leave a quick review. It really helps the show, and that's all the advertisers care about. Jessie's got a phone call. She's super important. What, Jessie? Who is it? Who's
Should I
calling?
get it?
Yeah, answer it. Who is it? Why not?
Hello?
There it is. Talking to the microphone. People want to know who you're talking to. Yeah, put on speaker. There we go.
We just sent another one home not that long ago with a cough, and they ended up testing positive. So unfortunately, we're having to close the
COVID.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, that's not fun at all. So what that is actually is a couple children tested positive
How
for
much-
COVID at our school.
Did we just violate HIPAA? Like somebody's HIPAA just got violated.
No.
I'm not sure how Jessie didn't know and just answered. It's awesome, dude. That's what you get on this show. We'll probably definitely have to cut that.
Okay.
This whole episode might have to be on Patreon, Drinking Bros Podcast, Patreon.
No, I totally get it. And I
Go to iTunes, rate the show 5-star, and leave a quick review for Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. The Jables. I'm Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Buenos tardes.